Alright guys, what's up? It's been a while. I think I owe you guys an explanation. I'm actually filming on my iPhone X right now. It's a little lower light outside, so I thought it might be better to just use my phone, so that's what I'm doing. I got my truck behind me, as you can tell. Has not moved in like a month and a half, and I want to tell you guys why. Pretty much recently, we were talking about doing the 5-speed swap, which we're doing. I've done floor pans, I've done a lot of stuff to get up to this point. The floors are done, so if you haven't seen that already, I'll go ahead and show you. I got everything kind of welded up on the seams, and it looks pretty good, I'd say. And then the transmission tunnel and the passenger floor is done as well, and then the transmission tunnel's cut out. It's cut to fit the shifter. Everything's done. American Powertrain's belt housing's in, everything's in, and coincidentally, transmission is right there. So, why is it not in? So it's pretty much, it all comes down to I'm making a very new product, work with something very old like my truck, and my old truck doesn't really like working with new things. I've found out the hard way. So it started out with really just being a simple install, which really a 5-speed wasn't a big deal, and then I turned it into doing floor pans and revamping my entire interior. I mean, I've literally got the bucket seats sitting right here. These are 2 Subaru seats that I've actually, I think on this one, started welding a C-bracket on. I'm not done yet, but, and then I got metal in my car that I was planning on redoing the entire C-brackets and putting bucket seats in here. I was gonna make tabs and do a full C-bracket, which I'll probably still do, but actually coincidentally, the shifter location, I could probably get away with a bench seat with the Tremec, which is kind of weird. I have had the transmission bolted in the truck already once or twice, but actually 4 times I've had the transmission in the truck. And I've had it up, it was fully, it comes up probably about a ½ inch above the tunnel, and it was all in, and everything bolted up and everything, torqued down, ready to go. Clutch was hooked up and everything, and then I went and pressed the clutch pedal. And I'll pretty much tell you guys exactly why I haven't uploaded anything in so long. It's just because I'm literally confused. I just don't know what to do at this point. I'm trying different things, but it's gotten to a point where I was like, thinking that I can just maybe solve a couple things and put it back together and I won't embarrass myself in front of the internet or something like that. But really, I've never done this, so this is new to me. A transmission swap is new to me. I've done one, but nothing of this extent where I'm making things like this work. I mean, this transmission is not made for this truck. This is like a newer Mustang transmission, come on. And I'm trying to make an old Z-bar setup work, which I'll show you in a second if you're not familiar with what that is. I'm trying to make a classic clutch setup and shifter setup for an older truck work with this new transmission and new styling. So it's kind of hard to put together because everyone I've seen use this transmission runs a hydraulic clutch. Everyone that runs the T5 runs a cable-driven clutch. So I want you guys to keep in mind that there are 2 different types of transmissions that everyone on my channel seems to get confused with. There's the T5 and the TKO. I have a TKO, I do not have a T5 trans. Everyone's telling me I have a T5, I don't have a T5. A T5 is a Fox body, early 2000s Mustang transmission. That is not what I have. I don't have the S10 transmission, that's not what I got. I have the much higher end version, totally revamped, totally rebuilt. It's for the newer generation Mustangs. It's got 3 shifter locations, it's way different. And if any of you guys are familiar with the T5, it does not look like that. So, yeah. Yeah, so I have a TKO based transmission. It's not a legitimate TKO. It's not like the TKO 500 or C600, and it's not the 6-speed where it's a T56. This is a Tremec 3550, which is a TKO based body, housing, and everything. It's pretty much the first gen TKO. It came out before the 500 or the 600. This was the first one they made. And so this is the one I have. It's got a short shifter in it. It's freshly rebuilt. I think it had like 5,000 miles on it, if that. And so I'm taking that, putting it in the truck. Now, once I put everything together, let me get back into what I was saying, is the clutch setup did not work at all. So you can literally see my clutch pedal is literally sitting on the floor, and that's because we had everything hooked up, and it was all good, and we had the clutch fork up, and everything was on, and I was like, all right, let's press the clutch and see what it does. That's exactly what it did, and it pissed me off to the point where I just went inside and I couldn't do it anymore. I was just really angry. I didn't know what was going on, and so let me kind of show you what is going on. So if you're not familiar with what a Z-bar is, let me kind of show you what I got going on. So basically a Z-bar is the mechanical clutch linkage from 60s and 70s that a lot of cars used. And it basically is called a Z-bar because it makes a Z. You can see one arm comes over, flattens out, and then comes back down and literally makes like a Z. And then it articulates and uses rods to kind of like engage the clutch fork. So this main rod that goes right by my gas pedal, that long one that you can see there, that when I move the clutch will basically, I think I can do it by hand actually. So that'll pretty much articulate and rotate this way. And then there's this rod that hooks up to the clutch fork, and it'll pretty much, actually I probably could now. There it goes. So that pretty much moves, and the clutch pedal just hit the floor, and so it just moves like that. And you can see it doesn't move very much. That's all the throw you really get, and so I don't have very much throw, and so I think the reason my clutch pedals just fall into the floor is, so the factory bell housing and the factory input shaft on the transmission is 6 inches exactly, and so this one on the Tremec TKO and this bell housing is 7 inches, so that's why I had to get this bell housing, is to compensate for the 7 inches on the input shaft there. So I had to buy that, and so I think what's going on is, since it gets pushed this way, it's a kind of like a push system. It pretty much has a pin, which I'll kind of show you if I can. There is the clutch fork, and then this rod. And as you guys saw me kind of like move the linkage forward, it would, when it gets pulled forward, it pretty much pushes this rod down, and then the clutch fork pushes into the throwout bearing and pushes the pressure plate open. So that's kind of how your clutch works with a Z-bar. And what's going on is I don't have enough throw going on. It pretty much just goes to here, and I need it to go like way further to actually engage it. It's not doing anything. It's just kind of falling on its face. It's not engaging anything. So that's kind of what I think I have going on. And another thing you can kind of see actually, so I pull that rod back up, is you can see the rod perfectly in my hand. There it goes to the end of my hand right there. And let me kind of move the camera in a different way. So there's where the end of the rod is, and then there's where the opening of the bell housing is. You can definitely see that this does not go nearly enough in this direction this way that it needs to. It needs to come a lot further. And so pretty much my fix for that, to get the correct throw I need, my temporary fix, or what I think might work, I really don't know. My temporary fix, which I kind of want to keep in mind, is just like something I thought of and that I saw someone else do. I don't know if this will work or not. I'm just going to try it, and you'll see it in the next video if it works or not. So I went on eBay and I ended up getting, let's see if I can pull it out one-handed. Got one of these guys. So this is a 3/8 by 24 thread Heim joint end. It's just on eBay. There's a pack of like 8 of them for 20 some bucks, which is a lot cheaper than buying them at regular stores. So what I'll pretty much do is go to Home Depot or Ace or some sort of hardware store, and I'll take this guy and I'll get a piece of all thread, and the all thread will allow me to get a longer piece of thread that was originally on there. There was only about this much on there before, and now I can kind of like extend it out a little bit further to make the clutch fork articulate more, and maybe I can get the throw I need. I don't know. That's kind of what I want to try at first, and then at the same time, if I'm able to run the Z-bar, I can actually replace all the rods with these Heims, because there's like 8 of them in here. I can replace them with Heims instead of the factory like little L-shaped clips, and then there's like a cotter pin that goes through them, and it binds and it squeaks, and it's not a very solid fit. So I can replace them all with these, and that's all if this stuff works. I have no idea if this is even gonna work, but I'm just gonna try that, see what it does. But the real reason I need to make this video essentially is I'm actually asking you guys for help. I'm actually asking you for you guys' help to see what you guys think I should do. I do not want to run hydraulic. That's the whole thing. If I was going to run hydraulic, I would have bought it already. The truck would have been on the road by now, to be quite honest. But I've been struggling with this clutch deal for like the last week. I had to order parts and see if these will fit. And people have told me to get the like clutch assembly out of a Fox body and run a cable driven and just do the cable method, because I can just get that clutch fork and just run it on a cable. But I don't want to run a cable either, because I'll just snap it. I feel like I don't like cables. I'd want to run the Z-bar. So if anyone knows actually how to run a Z-bar with a TKO, that would be amazing. Or just a longer bell housing or a 7-inch bell housing. If you have a 7-inch bell housing, you've run a TKO with a Z-bar, I'd love to know how you did it. Anyone that wants to know can comment below. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. I'm very, very big on creative feedback, and you guys can also send me a DM on Instagram. That's where I talk to everyone. If you want to get a hold of me really easily, send me an Instagram DM at @thecraig909. You guys can check out my truck pictures on there. You'll see, and then you can go ahead and go to direct messages and send me a message. I will respond to you if I can, and you can also send me an email. I'll have all that stuff down below. But yeah, I really kind of just am calling you guys out for your help. Let's see what you guys think I should do. But yeah, it's pretty much what my rut is I have everything installed. I had it all good. The transmission was in, and then my clutch is just not doing it for me. It's not working. It won't engage at all. I mean, granted, I could totally put it all together and fire it up, but it'll be sitting in neutral the whole time, and I have no clutch at all, which is kind of pointless. I mean, I have a brand new twin disc clutch in there. I want to use it. So any feedback you guys have would be very much appreciated. I know you guys have been looking for a video. I've actually been getting a lot of messages asking when I'm gonna put another video out. So this is it. The other ones, I've got a lot of other interior things that I can do while I'm trying to figure out this clutch system. But for now, I'm asking you guys, calling you guys out, seeing what you guys think I should do. I know you guys are very smart. You're always really good in helping me. So I wanna see what you guys think down below. Let me know so I can get this thing fixed and we can start doing some burnouts. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen some of my other videos, go back and watch them. That would really mean the world to me. My analytics have dropped to the floor since this truck's been down here. So I need to get this thing fixed, I know. And but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.